I do say Prince Morgan is my name. I'm affiliate of University of Education Winneba from the Department of History, level 300. I am here on a fascinating journey to exercise you some of the factors that has influenced feminism. Without wasting my time, I'm going to give you a brief documentary, a brief audio-visual content on how some of the key societal issues of feminism has influenced the society. With this, we are going to list about 4 or 5 major points explained into vivid details by using the critique analysis, examine of the research article that I read, and also displaying some of the presentation I've also do to portray my work on this. So without wasting my time, on a brief introduction, I'm going to give you a hypothesis of what feminism is. When you say feminism, feminism is a cultural, political, social, economic, and political advocacy that seek for women's rights, gender equality, and also advocates for equal rights. With this, many feminism has come into existence that women should not be oppressed, women should not face patriarchal challenges, women should have their legacy, women should have their legal rights, women should have their fundamental liberty and educational rights of which they are entitled of. So some of the factors that are influenced by feminism is what I'm going to depict below to set the ball rolling. The first main factor we're going to talk about is unequal pay or salary. From the research that I did, using the famous political woman activist called Christabel Pankhurst, she argued that wage discrimination offers strategies for addressing gender bias pay inequality. With this, women are being biased in the terms of their salary. This becomes a hindrance to them because men and women are going to do the same tedious work, but when it comes to their salary in terms and proper, they are going to be deceived of. It has become a societal norm, a societal rule of which males are being dominant of the society, thereby escalating the salaries of females. This has been continued from the olden days past to the present day future by feminism activities, feminism women like Christabel Pankhurst, Emmeline Pankhurst has stand to its roles to deliberate upon and also create some successful measures about it. So on equal pay and salary is the first major factor we cannot go by off. To proceed off, lack of education. Another key factor that has influenced societal issue and influenced feminism activities is lack of education. From the research that I did, Mary Wollstonecraft, The Education of Rights, 1792, which is the late 18th century, depict that women should have educational rights, women should have their liberty to gain access to school. So she even established numerous day schools for women only, because at that time in the late 19th century, women were not having access to education. It was only from the wealthy class women who had access to education. This became a serious challenge, a serious constraint to the people of British. Up to date, we are still captivating that culture of which women are being entitled to the kitchen. Women are to bear fruit for the family. Women are to be housekeepers of the family and also portray good mode of characters to the children. But that's not the case. In reality, one for all, one for many, all for men, all for women. So women should also have their captivating right to also have the access to go to school. This has become a major serious challenge. So education is also essential to international feminism, as marginalized women such as those from lower income also should gain access to school. Proceed on. Sexual harassment has been a key societal issue influencing feminism because it has highlighted the power imbalances and system discrimination that women face in workplace, schools, and other public spheres, regardless of its institutions, organizations, and maybe commercial centers. Women are normally harassed by the society due to the high patriarchal dominance of male. With this, feminism has played a crucial role in raising awareness about harassment women's safety, professional opportunities, and personal freedoms and liberties. Historically, the sexual harassment was often dismissed or normalized, with the victim being bullied or silenced. The feminism movement has played a major role in campaigning against sexual harassment of women in the modern days. Historically, challenges such as being victim blaming and toxic masculinity by promoting gender equality and respect. Also, feminism has also come to the context that they proceed on to advocate for system changes such as clearing, reporting mechanism, workplace protection, safety precautions, and also education women on their consent. The last major role feminism has played in addressing issue on sexual harassment is victim blaming, also to create a safer environment where individuals such as women can work, study, live without fear, exploitation, or abuse from men. This has become a major backbone of feminism role to determine. Examples of some feminism activities, some famous feminism that hopes to address the issue of sexual harassment is Catherine Macon. Catherine Macon in 1979, which is the late 20th century, argued that one of the first legal theoretical analysis of sexual harassment is arguing that constitute to sex discrimination under the title 7 of the Civil Rights she wrote and published in the year 1979. She said women should not be harassed by men due to its patriarchal dominance, so women should have the protection right of their own sex. Last but not the least point I'm going to talk about is gender-based violence. Gender-based violence, as its name depicts, is when women are being violated, maybe domestically, sexually, are not killing, sexual assault, and the rest. So on my research, I did a research on an article being wrote by Susan Brownell in the year 1975, which is the late 20th century. She debated on a book that and argued that women should have the first freedom to rape as a tool of male dominance and to also control their individuals rather than just an individual crime. She explained that the pornography of men has contributed to the gender-based violence in those in sexual assault, which has caused a breeze to the modern day sexual harassment. So in her book, she argued that women should have the right to protect themselves against any assault, killings, and violence on themselves. Gender-based violence has been a key societal issue influencing feminism because it reflects a deep-rooted gender inequalities and systematic oppression. Feminist movement has come all along the way to fight against violence targeting women, including domestic abuse, sexual assault, honest killing, and human trafficking. Historically, societies often dismiss or normalize such violence, blaming victims and offering little legal protection. With this, advocacy effort of women has come along the way from the feminist movement by promoting, championing civic education, girl-child education, the needs of their reproductive rights, and also campaigning against any sort of violence on women. This has thereby becomes as a message of women to control and know their whereabouts on their violence. The last factor we're going to talk about is unequal political representation. Emily Pankhurst, doing my research, and Christabel Pankhurst, one of the famous activists in Britain, demonstrated that women were being limited in public space, which became a major bias and gender discrimination, gender bias to them. So with this, they wrote so many articles, they stood firm, they did so many campaigns and championed against that women and men were of the same liabilities. Women and men were of similar capabilities. What men can do, women can also do better. With this, women should be granted the act of being voting and also being granted some public or political representation. So in my work, proud to the conclusion, I will say the key societal issues such as unequal pay, lack of education, sexual harassment, unequal political representation, and gender-based violence has been the central core to the feminism movement, driving efforts for equality. With this, feminism has fought against wage discrimination by advocating for equal pay laws, whilst also emphasizing the importance of education and empowering women in breaking systematic barriers. Thirdly, those efforts of feminism continue to challenge systematic inequalities and promote a better and more society for all. Thank you very much.